right, what's up, guys? So, still in New York, still no sofa, lots of room. Doing an update on my Wesco Morrisons. This shirt here, if you're wondering and looking, this is Ship John, the patent, which is a really nice quality. Comes in orange and brown. These are the new colors. I think they call it orange, I'm not sure. It's a muted orange. It's not. It looks bright on, if I'm looking at the monitor, it looks kind of bright, but it's a muted orange if you get it in person or see it in person. If you remember my Wesco Morrisons, the customs, I did on the shaft, the rough out, and then on the vamp, it was the smooth charcoal. And they were 14 inches. Bam, I had them cut down. Here they are. So I had them cut down to 10 inches because after having that boot for, I don't know, a good 8 months or so, they were just too high. And if you're not tucking in your pants into the boot, then they don't really need to be 14 inches. It just didn't work. So I had to cut down to make them a little bit more practical. It's now a 10-inch Morrison. It's probably like the size of a Red Wing Engineer or even the Pecos. The Red Wing Pecos is like 9 inches. This one is 10. I think Red Wing Engineers are around 10, 11, something like that. But it just makes it a lot more practical and easier to wear with, you know, like not so much. I guess I can stick with the straight leg, but probably go maybe with something that was a little bit slimmer. But yeah, they did a great job. Oh, and I also darkened the natural leather finish that they had on the sole. So I had them do just left it natural, but then I darkened it with some of the finisher that I bought when I picked up some from Pinto Ranch for the dressing, for scuffs or whatever on my Western boots. I used that and darkened that. So all around, it was $210 to get them shortened, which is not cheap, but the place that I went to, they do an amazing job. You can take any leather, anything you have leather there, purses, jackets, shoes, and they do an amazing job. It's going to cost you, but I paid, I think $500 or $600 for these, and I want someone who's going to do the job and protect my investment. And when I showed up and picked them up, and she came out and she brought it and took it out of the bag, out of the plastic, and I was like, that's really impressive. Like, you did a great job. She's like, thank you. So yeah, it took 3 weeks to do it. It was around Thanksgiving, so it was like a day, probably a day and a half of them being closed. But yeah, here they are, looking great. And I can't wait to wear these now. Pretty much they can be like an everyday boot. Now that it's 10 inches versus that 14. So yeah, wanted to share that with you guys, give you an update because I wear actually let me grab those. So as you know, I wear these Morrisons. This is the second pair that I picked up. These are the brown rough out. This is a full rough out. I wear these a lot. And I would say this boot gets probably out of all the boots I wear, the most compliments. This one is a 12-inch Morrison, and if you remember, I took these with me to when I drove across from New York to Vancouver. These were one of the boots I took with me, and just fell in love with them during that time. And so that's kind of like when I came back from Canada, and I had these that were 14 inches, and I was like, I kind of wanted to have the same adventure with these as I did with these. So that's when I came home, I had these cut down, took them, and was like, because I love the charcoal so much. These were the first ones I picked up, and the charcoal, I know it's gonna like, as I wear it more and more, it's just gonna take on more just beautiful characteristics. Oh, and you can see the difference here. I'll show you. So the finishings that I did, so the natural. This has the natural finish, and then this had the natural, but then I darkened it myself, treated it. But yeah, excited to take these on the next journey. Many trips, because the Wesco Morrison is just, it's a beast, man. Just a great boot. And I love that it's a pull-on. It just makes it so much easy coming in and out of the house. Pull the boot on, and it gets a lot of love, I'm telling you. I have actually a pair that's currently being made that I purchased. And I will probably have, I'll sell a couple more Red Wings and probably get another Wesco Morrison made. Probably in, let's see, you can see the difference, the 10 inch and the 12. I'll probably get it made in the 12. I really like the way the 12 looks. And I just like how the shaft kind of takes on like that saggy characteristic of like all these, you know, it's just so cool. Just a really cool boot. But yeah, that's the update, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time with more boots. All right, be a boot.